Hello friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. And you know, this video is all about what to expect if you have never traveled outside of the United States or Canada and are really wondering about what you hear about the anxiety of coming to another country and getting into the airport and what you're going to have to navigate getting to the curb. I can share with you our experience. It was you know, when we first decided that we were going to come check the place out, I'll never forget being at the train station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, wondering if we were making the right decision. And then we got on the train, then got to LAX to catch our flight down here to Guadalajara. And I'm thinking to myself, what did I get my wife into? I had real concerns. My anxiety was high because I didn't know anything. Nobody filled us in. And so what I ended up doing is we boarded, landed in Guadalajara. One thing I've got to say that I was very impressed with was the fact that it's a nice, clean airport. It's an updated airport. It's very, very nice. All the regular amenities when you're in the States of all the top airports. But we didn't know about going through immigration. We didn't know about going through customs, getting outside, what to be looking for. So I think back to all this and all the fear I had in me. And it wasn't just for me, but for Barbara also. So anyway, what we end up doing is I call the guy that was picking us up, and because I think I don't even know what his name was. And we just expected it was going to be a guy who was going to be holding a sign that had her name on it, but that wasn't the case. So I call, and we go through customs, we go through immigration, we've got our bags, and now we're going into the big lobby of the airport, and it's like, what are you looking for? There's a whole bunch of people, mob of people there also. Well, it ended up being, I called the guy, and he says, hey, I've got dreadlocks. And that was another notch going up. Nothing against him. It was just, what comes associated with that. And we finally find him. Nice guy, really a nice guy, bilingual. And then we ended up, before we got outside, he said, there are a lot of people outside, a lot of security and police, National Guard, military with long guns. I think back to this stuff, man, it was unbelievable the amount of anxiety and fear I had. So anyway, we get outside and we see all that because we're getting in at 10 o'clock at night. So everything was heightened. And then when we get there and have no idea who we're looking for, that just kind of ratcheted everything up another dozen. So what I'm doing is I'm wanting to share with you what to expect. So you're going to arrive at your own airport. Upon landing in Guadalajara, you're going to be directly guided, because I know there's a lot of people who have never flown outside the country. And I had somebody just recently share this experience with me of their concern. I got thinking, I need to do a video on that. Why haven't I done that before? So anyway, you're going to go through immigration. All you're going to do is you're going to pass them your passport. On a lot of the airlines, what they're doing is they're giving what's called an FMM card, which means it's the thing that you're declaring and such, like for when it comes to going through customs, things like, do you have more than $10,000 US dollars on you? And are you carrying any fruit or vegetables? All those kind of things. And where you're going to be staying and all that kind of stuff. And so when you get off the plane, you get to immigration. If you were given one of those, you'll have it inside of your passport, and then you'll give that to the person in immigration. He'll look at it, look at your passport, make sure it's you. And then he'll stamp it. Or what he'll do is he actually tears it in half. He keeps half of it. You get the other half, and it's stamped. Now, if you don't get one of those, don't be concerned about it on the plane. Once you get to immigration, they'll take your passport. There's those that actually are printing out a digital FMM card, which basically is an immigration card. It's your tourist visa is what it is. So what happens is you're going to give that to them. They're going to stamp it because they're going to be giving you for the most part, 180 days to being in Mexico on a tourist visa. So you'll go through all of that. Then what's going to happen is you're going to come to customs. Now, just before customs, you're going to be getting all of your luggage off of the rack. And just remember, not a lot of people are going to be speaking English for the most part. So just know that if your anxiety's high, it's what we all go through when we don't speak the language. I'm glad to say that I'm learning. So, so you've got that. You're going to fill out a document before you get to customs. Everybody's going to be in line. And before you get through the gate, you're actually going to be pressing a button. That button will either show up as green or red. Green light means go ahead, take your luggage and everything and head right out to the lobby. Red means you're going to go ahead and put your baggage on top of the conveyor there, runs it through the x-ray machine. They're going to open up and inspect anything that you might need to have inspected. So the last time that we actually went to Albuquerque and came back, I had gotten a bunch of electronic kind of stuff and all for my channel, for my camera and such. And I was concerned because I had it all in the carry-on. And I was thinking, man, if they're going to see all this and they're going to see that there's a lot of it that's new, what's going to happen is they're actually going to be taxing us on it. And I later found out from an official that's been with customs, you're allowed $800 worth of items that they're not going to do anything about when you're coming through customs at the airport. So they swabbed one of the items, and I don't know why they chose the one to swab. I mean, it was kind of like a light. It was like a, if the lights go out, you turn it on, or like a campfire light, kind of. It's a light that shines up and you can see light all around. So anyway, it was that. And it was something we'd gotten for free, and it was kind of amazing. The one thing in there we didn't pay anything for ends up being that's the thing that they swabbed. So they swabbed it and everything was fine. So once you get through the doors, now, if someone is expecting you at the airport, let's say, for example, you're coming down, I'm going to be seeing you through my service. What's going to happen is there's going to be a planned person that's going to be there at the airport holding a sign that will have your name on it. That way you'll know right off the bat who it is that you're looking for. They'll take care of you, no anxiety, less stress. So that's if you've actually set that up through me, I'm going to make sure that your experience is just a really seamless and a soft landing for you. If you haven't, then what you're going to do is you're going to end up having to get like a taxi. You pay for the taxi inside the airport. You go out, and there'll be a line of taxis, and they'll tell you which taxi to go to. That apparently that's like next in line. So once you're at the curb and you've loaded everything into the car, you're going to have a pleasant half-hour drive that will come up to the mountains to Lake Chapala. Now, you're going to find that to be very nice and relaxing. Now, if it's late at night like ours was, and we actually were pulling in at 10 o'clock at night, what ended up happening was when we got outside, I was trying to figure out where the heck we were at. And as we're coming towards the lake, I'm looking everywhere to see where the lake is at. So we finally get to the person's house that we were actually staying with, and they had us staying in the second room at the second floor. We were able to look and kind of get an idea of where it was at because there weren't lights right there. But I was just shooting this video. I wanted to give you the feeling of what it's like when you're at the airport, once you go through the airport, and then your ride here to Lake Chapala. Now, again, if you're coming through my relocation service, my exploratory tour, there's going to be somebody that's going to be planned to be there that will be picking you up and bringing you down. That would either have been put together by myself, one of my list of individuals that are private drivers, like Uber or Lyft, which they don't have at the airport, and they don't have here at Lake Chapala either. So it'll either be a taxi. You're not going to have bus service there, so there won't be a bus. But the only other option is going to be catching a taxi. So, and it's a pleasant ride here. and are really enjoyable. So, my friend, I hope this has been helpful for you. I don't know why I had put one together some time ago, but I remember what our experience was like because we hadn't traveled out together, Barbara and I, outside the country. So hope that's been helpful. If you saw that this video is value to you, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's fast, free, and easy to do. On the bottom right-hand corner, the little red box, tap on it and there's subscribe. Go ahead and give us one of those thumbs up. Lets other people know it's a great video to watch about retiring here at Lake Chapala. Also, you can stop by, say hi, ask a question, leave a comment, even ask us about an idea for a video you'd like to see. And also make sure that you hit the bell because that way you'll be immediately notified when our next video comes out. You don't want to miss our next video. So with that, as always, thank you so much for being a part of this channel, a part of this community. Have an awesome day. We'll see you on the next video.